which movement they belong to. Stephen Crane, Theodore Dreiser, Jack London, Frank Norris. Stephen Crane, Theodore Dreiser, Jack London, Frank Norris. Okay. According to them, heredity and environment are inescapable forces in shaping human character. Now tell me.
Sir, heredity and
Environment.
realism.
Realism, no. A little bit related to realism.
Naturalism.
Very good. Naturalism. Okay, can you tell the important works of Stephen Crane? Two important works are there: Red Badge of Courage and The Open Boat. Red Badge of Courage and Open Boat. And Theodore Dreiser has written a very, very important work, Sister Carrie and American Tragedy. Sister Carrie and American Tragedy by Theodore Dreiser. Okay. And Jack London, he has written an important work called The Call of the Wild. The Call of the Wild. Okay, do you remember the ambulance drivers group?
Yes, E.E. Cummings.
Okay.
Ernest Hemingway
And
and
Mom. Very good. Mom. Okay. Now I am going to ask you, who wrote A Farewell to Arms?
Hemingway.
Ernest Hemingway. Okay. And also he has written another important work for which he won the Pulitzer Prize. What is that?
Old Man and the Sea.
Old Man and the Sea. Very good. Old Man and the Sea. And For Whom the Bell Tolls is again his work. Green Hills of Africa is also his work. Okay. In Farewell to Arms, Farewell to Arms, sorry. What is the title character? There will be two of them. Henry and the other one is Catherine. Okay. Henry and Catherine. Okay. And then who wrote The Great Gatsby?
Fitzgerald.
Fitzgerald. Who is the title character here?
Yes.
J. Gatsby. Okay. And who represented Expressionism in America?
Eugene O'Neill.
Very good. Eugene O'Neill. Last time we saw, right? Eugene
Yes.
O'Neill. Yes. And do you know his works?
Harry Ape.
Harry Ape, good. We dealt with one of his works, Damodaran sir.
Don't go gentle into it.
Don't Go Gentle into his Dylan Thomas.
These are the Emperor Jones.
Emperor Jones. Sorry, I heard it like Don't Go Gentle into That Night, and that is by Dylan Thomas. And yes, Brutus Jones. Again, Jones, Emperor Jones is there. Then Morning Becomes Electra. Desire Under the Elms. These are all Greek tragedies revisited. Okay. Now the next one, The Iceman Cometh again. The Iceman Cometh, Long Day's Journey into the Night. Some important works. Okay. Okay. Oh, this one. Okay. And who wrote All My Sons?
Arthur Miller.
Very good. What do you know about any character you remember? One main character we all will never forget if you have studied it. What family name?
Tyrone family.
Tyrone comes in, I think, Long Day's Journey. Keller. Joe Keller. Now,
Joe Keller.
now Larry. Do you get the idea of who they are? Steve Deaver. Okay, they will be there. And where do you find the Biff and Happy? Linda. Willy Loman.
Death of Salesman.
Death of a Salesman. Very good.
Arthur Miller.
Arthur Miller. Okay, what are the other works Arthur Miller has written? Whatever I missed. Two important. The Crucible, The Man Who Had All the Luck. Okay. And who wrote Glass Menagerie?
Tennessee Williams.
William.
It is called as what play? What type of play?
Obscure.
Memory play.
Memory play. And he was born in, he is a southern writer, right? So he was born in Mississippi. Okay, and he won Pulitzer Prize for two of his works. What are they? Blanche Du Bois. Do you remember?
Streetcar Named Desire.
Streetcar Named Desire. And the other one is about. Just forgot.
Cat on the
Very good. Cat on the Hot Tin Roof. Okay, very good. And that is about two of them. One is a football hero, Brick and Maggie. Brick and Maggie. If I say Tom and Maggie, Tulliver,
George Eliot.
Will of the Flowers.
Will and the Floss. Very good. Okay, and then who wrote Absalom, Absalom? Okay, Light in August. Okay, I will give you a clear clue. Yokna Patafa.
William Faulkner.
William Faulkner. And another four sections, Benji, Jason, what is the story's name? Quentin,
Sound and the
Fury. Good. Sound and the Fury, where is the title taken from? Do you know?
Macbeth.
Very good.
Life is a tale told by an idiot with full of sound and fury.
Great work. Okay. Who is famous for Dust Bowl trilogy? You have seen, I think. Of Mice and Men, Gapes of Wrath, in Dubious Battle.
John Steinbeck.
John Steinbeck. Of Mice and Men, the title is taken from a Scottish village poet. That's all I can say. You know him. There are only some.
Robert Burns.
Burns. Very good. Very good. Okay. Who wrote The American Dream, The Zoo Story?
Edward Albee.
Edward Albee. What is his famous works? Famous works.
Who is afraid of Virginia
Who
Woolf?
is Afraid of Virginia Woolf? The publication year is 1962. It is important. 1962. Who is Afraid of Virginia Woolf? It is divided into three sections. Anything you remember? It's very tough, but Fun and Games is the first section. Walpurgisnacht is the second segment. Third segment is The Exorcism. And if you remember, George and Martha are the couple's names.
Yes.
Okay, and the play ends with George singing, Who is Afraid of Virginia Woolf, to Martha. And what is her reply? Martha's reply? I am George. I am.
Okay.
I am afraid of Virginia Woolf. That is the response of Martha. Now is it clear? Okay, we'll move on. Who wrote The Red Wheelbarrow? A poet. Brahmin poet, we used to say in America. One among them. Imagism. William Carlos Williams. Okay. Who wrote these two important works? Anecdote of Jar, The Emperor of the Ice Cream.
E. Cummings.
No, ma'am, another one. Sunday Morning is another poem.
Walt Whitman.
No, but with
Sunday
him,
morning.
actually, Harold Bloom has written a work called Wallace Stevens, The Poems of Our Climate, and called him the best and most representative American poet. Harold Bloom has analyzed him. So,
Sir, could you repeat that, sir? What he told you?
The best and most representative American poet of our time, told by Harold Bloom. Wallace
Wallace Stevens.
Stevens.
Wallace Stevens.
Very good. And what do you mean by Harlem Renaissance?
Cultural revival.
Very good. Where it happened? Following World War One.
African.
It
African
happened in
will be
Harlem. It's a place name.
In near? Where is the place located?
Africa.
No.
America.
No.
America.
New York.
South?
New York. Yes, New York.
New York.
America.
Actually, 1920s is called as which age? For example, 1930 is called as 30s age. Likewise, 20s has a name, a music.
Is it a jazz stage?
Very good. Jazz age. Jazz age and Harlem Renaissance go together. So you can remember it easily. Okay. And okay, so next question. Okay. Who wrote this work? This is a very important work actually. You would have known it. Moses, Man of the Mountain. Dust Tracks on the Road. She is from Alabama, a leading figure of Harlem Renaissance.
Zora Neale Hurston.
Very good. Very good. She is very much inspired by Franz Boas. He is the father of American anthropology. Okay, remember this. And who sang this? I Too Sing America, A Dream Deferred.
Langston Hughes.
Very good. Langston Hughes. And whose poetry collection is New Hampshire, A Boy's Will. If I tell the poetry's name, it will be easy. We all will have his prescribed poem, at least one poem.
Kipling.
Robert
Robert
Frost. Exactly. Robert.
Frost.
And his poems are The Road Not Taken, Miles to Go Before I Sleep, Stopping by Woods, Mending Wall,
Ending one.
Birches, After Apple Picking, Home Burial. He's a very big Fire and Ice. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to post-war. Okay, I'll just touch upon it. Okay. When did the Vietnam War happen? Anybody knows? Okay, when did I tell that Virginia Woolf, Who is Afraid of Virginia Woolf is published?
67 or sir.
62, I think I said. I can't even.
Yes, sir.
1962. Now, 2 years later, Vietnam War happens. 1964 to 1975. Who told I Have a Dream?
Martin Luther.
Martin Luther King.
It was in 1963. But he was assassinated 5 years later. Okay. And then who wrote the important environmentalist work Silent Spring? Most important work of eco-criticism. Rachel Carson. Please don't forget Rachel Carson.
The Vietnamese War, 1964 to
1975, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
65.
Yes, and okay. Do you know in this war how many of them died? 58,000 lives and 350,000 casualties. Nearly
Vietnamese War.
yes, 58,000 people from America died and 2 million from Vietnam died. Okay, who are the beat writers? Beat generation.
Allen Ginsberg. Jack Kerouac.
Ginsberg. Okay. Carr. Lucien Carr, John Clellan Holmes, Gregory Corso, Neil Cassidy. It's an exhausting list, but stopping here. Should I repeat?
Yes, sir. Allen Ginsberg.
Lucien Carr, Gregory Corso, Neil Cassidy. So they are the important. And who coined the term Beat Generation? Such questions can be asked sometimes. Jack Kerouac. Jack Kerouac.
William Burroughs is also one of the members, right?
Yes. Burroughs is also there. William S. Burroughs. Actually, William Burroughs is called as the godfather of punk. Who wrote On the Road?
Jack Kerouac.
Good. Howl?
Allen Ginsberg.
Very good. Naked Lunch?
William S. Burroughs.
Very good. Should I repeat it?
Yes, sir.
Naked Lunch is by William Burroughs. Howl is by Ginsberg. On the Road is by Jack Kerouac. Okay. Oh, whose collection is, which feminist writer wrote the collection Diving into the Wreck?
Options.
Is it Anne Sexton or Adrian Rich? Adrian Rich. Whose famous work is Life Studies? Confessional poetry. Lowell. Very good. Robert Lowell. Now confessional. Yes, ma'am.
The answer, sir.
Life Studies. It is a modern poetry collection, ma'am. Okay. And confessional poets are Robert Lowell, W.D. Snodgrass, Robert Lowell, Snodgrass, Sylvia Plath, Anne Sexton. Robert Lowell, Snodgrass, Sylvia Plath, Anne Sexton. Okay, out of these, one of them won the Pulitzer Prize for Live or Die.
Sylvia Plath.
No. Another one from the list. Anne Sexton. Good. Of Woman Born. Who wrote this? Motherhood Experience.
Adrian Rich.
Who's it? Adrian Rich. Compulsory Heterosexuality and Lesbian Existence. This is again by Adrian Rich. Okay. So he is against heterosexuality. So that is a different story. Okay. Now what is the pseudonym used for Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath? What is the pseudonym?
Lucas.
Victoria Lucas. Very good. And what are the other poems you know about? Daddy.
Autobiography.
Oh, good. Lady Lazarus. Good. Daddy Colossus. Okay. One famous line is there, right? Do you remember any lines from her? I was 10 when they buried you. At 20, I tried to die. Where is it taken from?
Daddy.
Very good. Daddy. Like God, like a Nazi, like a swastika, like a vampire, everything she will say. Daddy's. Very good. You all have a good idea. A miracle that knocks me out. Where do you find it? I have done it again. Once year in every 10. I manage it.
Lady Lazarus.
Lady Lazarus.
Very good. Lady Lazarus. And then the sun rises under the pillar of your tongue. My hours are married to shadow. No longer do I listen for the scrape of a nail on the
Colossus.
Colossus. Because it will Colossus is easy to differentiate. It will be written differently. Okay. Then okay, I'll go for the important swallow. Who wrote The Adventures of Augie March? Humboldt's Gift, Slammer's Planet, Herzog. You need options, you can ask. Okay. Is it Elie Wiesel or Saul Bellow?
Television.
All below.
All below.
Saul Bellow. Elie Wiesel has written on Holocaust. Night. His work is Night. Okay. And who wrote The American Pastoral? Philip Roth. Okay. Philip Roth. And one other important work is Sophie's Choice. I'll give you options. Is it written by William Styron or Eudora Welty? Sophie's Choice.
Eudora Welty.
It is Styron. Eudora Welty has written Optimist's Daughter, which won the Pulitzer Prize. Okay.
What's the author name of the book?
Optimist's Daughter. Okay. Okay. Who wrote Americana? You know, two writers are there. One is Shimamanda Ngozi Adichie,
Prison notebooks.
Gramsci. பட் இன்னொருத்தர் அமெரிக்கானா எழுதியிருக்காரு, டான் டெலிலோ. ஹூ ரோட் கிராவிட்டிஸ் ரெயின்போ? Crying of Lot 49, V. Mason and Dixon. All these are
Thomas
famous
Pynchon.
works. Yes, Pynchon. They are all postmodern. Again, I'm repeating. V. Crying of Lot 49, Gravity's Rainbow, Mason and Dixon. Okay. Okay. And then To Kill a Mockingbird, published here. Who wrote?
Harper Lee.
Okay. In the year 1960. 1960. So 2 years later, what was published? (1960) was To Kill a Mockingbird. 1962 is Who is Afraid of Virginia.
Virginia.
Okay. In To Kill a Mockingbird, who tells this line? It's a sin to kill a mockingbird. It is Atticus. Boo Radley is another character. You would have studied it, I think. Vladimir Nabokov belongs to which country?
Russia.
Very good. What are his works?
Lolita.
Okay, Lolita or the Confession of a White Widowed Male. And who is narrating? Humbert. And then there will be Annabel Lee, Charlotte Hayes. There's plenty going in. Okay. It is a pure postmodern novel. Okay. Who wrote The Naked and the Dead, An American Dream? I'll give you options. Kurt Vonnegut or Norman Mailer?
Norman Mailer.
Norman Mailer. Very good. Okay. Then who wrote Slaughterhouse 5? I just gave you.
Kurt Vonnegut.
Kurt Vonnegut. Very catch 22.
Joseph Heller. Joseph Heller.
Okay. It is there will be a captain. Who's captain? Who's the captain?
Rosarian.
Yozarian. Very good. Who wrote the Short Weed Factor? Lost in the Fun House. You need options? Is it Stephen King or John Barth?
John Bath.
Very good. John Barth. What is the famous work of Stephen King? You know, he's a horror writer. Many are there. It. You would have heard this movie also. It. And then Shining. Okay. Who wrote the Foundation series of 7 novels? There is a song in Robo movie about him. Starting will be like this. When city is described. Can you remember? Robot series he has written. Galactic Empire. Pioneers of science fiction. It is about a mathematician named Harry Seldon. Have you heard of 2.0 song? No. Raja Ali, there will be a song. Starting line is it about him. Isaac Asimov. Isaac Asimov. Okay, he is the written 7 novel series called Foundation series. Don't forget. There are only 3 people who pioneered science fiction. Remember them, it will be easy. Heinlein, Robert Heinlein, Arthur Clarke. Robert Heinlein, Arthur Clarke. Don't forget. Who wrote Native Son? Native Son. Options shall I give?
Yes, yes.
Ralph Ellison, Richard Wright.
Richard Wright.
Right.
Okay, what did Ralph Ellison write then?
The Invisible Man.
The is with the H.G. Wells. Invisible Man. Only bluntly invisible man is Ralph Ellison. Who coined the term cyberspace?
William Emerson.
Gibson.
Gibson.
Okay, Gibson. And who wrote Annie Allen, which won the Bullets? Maud Martha. I'll give you 2 options. Maya Angelou, Gwendolyn Brooks.
Gwendolyn Brooks.
Very good. Gwendolyn Brooks, because Maud Martha is her only novel. And also one more thing. She is the first African American to win the Pulitzer Prize. It is not Maya Angelou, it is Gwendolyn Brooks. Who wrote I Know the Why the Cage Bird Sings?
Maya Angelou.
Maya Angelou.
Who is the what is the name she has given to her character? Coming
Margaret.
up. Very good. Margaret. And one more thing is what about her? Yes. Her name is real name
Margaret.
Margaret Ann Johnson. Very good. And one more thing. Okay. Who wrote A Raisin in the Sun?
Lorraine Hansberry.
Very good. Lorraine Hansberry. Still I Rise. Phenomenal Woman.
Maya Angelou.
Maya Angelou. Very good. Who wrote The Bluest Eye?
Toni Morrison.
Toni Morrison.
Do you know any character? Pecola. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Don't forget her. Her life will be very tragic. Beloved is also by. Yes. Toni Morrison. Okay. And Tar Baby, Beloved, Song of Solomon, all by. And do you know Beloved, who is the main character?
Said.
Okay, what is the name she gives?
Name she gives to.
Baby. I think it will be here, yes. Sorrow or something. I forgot.
Yeah, Sorrow.
That is a
Sorrow.
Sorrow. Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And one more thing is, yes, this is okay for now. Okay, let me go to Australia. I'm just dealing with only simple works alone. Okay, not much. Who is the first writer who comes into your mind after saying this word? Who is the major writer of Australian literature?
Patrick White.
Patrick White. We always say about him because his was is very famous. But his first work is Happy Valley. He has written many, if possible, just go through. See, Happy Valley is his first work, and his posthumous or unfinished novel is Hanging Garden. It is hanging. So you can easily remember. Okay? Don't forget. He has written many works. If I say now, it won't be good. And in Was alone, you have Johann Ulrich Was, a German immigrant. And he is a new Nietzschean Superman. And Lara Trevelyan. So just know it. That's all. Okay. And the next important person is Sally Morgan. What is her autobiography? Very easy. My Place.
My Place.
That's all. Okay, it is prescribed for us, so it is easy. And then, who wrote the poem Australia?
Patrick White.
A.D. Hope.
A.D. Hope. A.D. Hope. Okay, Patrick White is a novelist. And another one thing is the only Australian to win a Nobel Prize is
Derek
first
Walcott.
Patrick White
Patrick.
Patrick White. Sorry.
in 1973. Don't forget. And the next one is okay. Important writers, we no need to discuss more. Okay, this is very important. This was asked once. A.B. Banjo Patterson. He is a very important Aboriginal writer. What is the work he wrote? You remember anything? Waltzing Matilda. Waltzing Matilda. Very important. He is called as Banjo. Okay, the pen name is Banjo. And bush poet is also associated with what is it? Australian literature. Okay, so never forget. Okay, and this is an important one. Who wrote Sklinda Sark? Skinler Sark. Sorry.
Kennelly.
Who is it? Thomas Keneally. Very good.
Kennelly.
Thomas Keneally, good. He has written The Survivor, Dutiful Daughter, Sklinda Sark. It is also an Academy Award winning film. It was in the movie name is Sklinda's List. Okay, one important Australian who has won I think Booker Prize twice. Who is he? Any idea? Any idea?
Options.
Options are
Sir Kelly, this gang, somebody has written now.
yes, you are near. This person has written
Graham Coetzee.
Oscar and Lucinda.
Peter Gary.
Peter Gary. What is the other work? The true history of Kelly Gang.
Kelly Gang.
Very good. Very good. So don't forget him, Australian. But the only thing is these writers will move to other places. That's why we get confused every time. Okay. But he is a postmodern writer. And his first novel is Bliss. And one more important thing, Oscar and Lucinda, Oscar's great grandson Bob is the narrator. Okay. And I should not confuse you. That's why I'm. And who is the other person? J.M. Coetzee.
Coetzee.
Yes, South African. And who moved to Australia. He won the Nobel Prize in the year 2003. And what are his two works which won the Booker Prize?
Desire.
Disgrace. Very good. Disgrace. And the other work is Life and Times of Michael
K.
K. Very good. Very good. And what is the first work of Chinua Achebe?
Things Fall Apart, sir.
Things Fall Apart is the first work. Very good. And then where do you find the Stone Angel?
Sir, Margaret Lawrence.
Very good. Margaret Lawrence. What is the setting? No, totally. Margaret Lawrence settings. Manawaka. Can you tell what are the Manawaka novels? Starting with Stone Angel, 1964. Next.
Swamp Dwellers.
Swamp Dwellers is there. Then Fire Dwellers.
I'm sorry.
Okay, Fire Dwellers. Second one is Jest of God. Third one is Fire Dwellers. Fourth one is A Bird in the House. And the last one is Diviners. I'll repeat once. The Stone Angel, Jest of God, Fire Dwellers, A Bird in the House, The Diviners. Okay, so... And who is the only first Canadian to win a Nobel Prize? Dance of the Happy Shades, Dear Life. You need option.
Alice Munro.
Munro, very good. And who wrote a play? Sorry, yes, a novel which is narrated by Offred. Offred, Off Glen. Offred is some famous writer, Canadian. No idea. This person has won. No, I think she has won it for Blind Assassin.
Is it a dystopian novel?
Yes, dystopian.
Sir, work code name, sir.
Work out a name. Handmaid's Tale. Offred. Okay. Blind Assassin is also by Atwood. Okay. Survival is again her work, a thematic guide to Canadian literature. Don't forget. Who is the Sri Lankan Canadian?
Sir, Sam Selodre.
No, another. Michael
Ondaatje.
Ondaatje. In the skin of a lion, running in the family, coming through slaughter. And his most famous work is
The English Patient.
The English Patient. Can you tell any one of two or characters? A nurse will be there. Hannah, Kirpal Singh, David Caravaggio, D. Almasi, Count D. Almasi. Again. Okay. Who worked in a bank? Sorry. Yes, he worked in a bank after emigrating to Canada. Indian Canadian novelist, born in Bombay. We have seen him a lots of times.
Sir, work, sir.
Work, if I say, it will be very easy. Okay, I will tell you. Fine balance.
Sir.
Rowington Mystery. Okay. And next important, just brush up, okay? After this session, within 5 minutes, I'll leave you for a break. After the session, we'll have British literature. Okay. Who wrote the just essays? It is said that he is the founder of the genre. Who is it?
Garden, AG Garden.
Michael de Montaigne. In Praise of Folly. Erasmus. Sorry, I have told you because I'm covering a lot. Sorry. Decameron. Decameron. Boccaccio. Okay. It is set in the year of Black Death. Can you say which is the year of Black Death?
1348.
1348. Very good. And Dante, Petrarch, Boccaccio, Machiavelli, Castiglione all belong to which country?
Italy.
Montaigne, Rabelais, they belong to
France.
Cervantes. What has he written? Then you can answer easily.
Don Quixote.
What is the country?
Spanish.
Spanish. Okay. If I say Chaucer, it will be very funny, so I'm not. Okay. Then who wrote The Prince in Tuscan dialect?
Machiavelli.
Very good. Machiavelli. And the old writer who wrote The Misanthrope? I'll give you options. Is it Molière or Boileau?
Is it Molière?
Molière. Jean Racine. Have you heard of him? French classical tragedy. Jean Racine. Only wrote tragedies. His important tragedy is Phèdre. Phèdre. Phedre. Phèdre. Who wrote Candida? Candide. Sorry. Candide. Optimist is right. Who wrote? Voltaire. And who wrote Julie or the New Heloise? Julie, Emily, Social Contract, Less Confessions. Rousseau. Very good. Who wrote Sorrows of the Young Brother? Very good. Goethe. And one more thing. Wilhelm Meister's Apprenticeship. They all belong to which movement? Very good. Strum and Stress. Strum and Drang, they used to say. Gotthold Lessing, Schiller, Goethe, they all will be on the same side. Okay, and then who wrote Fast? Goethe. Who wrote The Three Musketeers?
Alexander Dumas.
Very good. Who wrote Les Miserables?
Victor Hugo.
Victor Hugo. And who wrote Madame Bovary?
Madame Bovary.
Gaston French. Yes.
Gaston
Flaubert. He was persecuted for this work, okay, for questioning Victorian. Okay. Who wrote a 20-novel collection called The Experimental Novel? That is, it is an experimental novel actually, but the name is Les Rougon Macquart. But the most famous thing is the essay is the experimental novel. Emily Zola. Who wrote The Necklace? Matilda. You would have heard it in your 12th standard.
Is it Somerset Maugham?
Guy de Maupassant. We are really close. It's Guy de Maupassant.
Guy de Maupassant.
Okay. And who wrote The Raven?
Edgar Allan Poe.
Edgar Allan Poe.
In one of the Dickens works, Raven occurs. What is the name? Barnaby Rudge.
Barnaby.
Rudge. Okay. Who wrote The Philosophy of Composition?
Edgar Allan Poe.
Edgar Allan Poe.
Very good. And who wrote Nature?
Emerson.
Who wrote Leaves of Grass?
Walt Whitman.
In which year? 1855. Important. Who wrote The American Scholar?
Emerson.
1837. Important. 1837. In which society he delivered?
Phi Beta Kappa Society.
Very good. Phi Beta Kappa Society. Walden, Life in Woods. Thoreau. Very good. And then who wrote Because I Could Not Stop for Death?
Emily Dickinson.
Okay. When was Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn published? Both you should know. Huckleberry Finn I taught you, I think.
(1885).
Very good. Tom Sawyer? 1876. 9 years before, 10 years before, we can say it like this. You must study, whatever it is, before going you should study some stories. I will tell you in the next session. But one important thing is this particular work. Okay, we will have a break. We will meet at 3 o'clock. Okay, join for the next session.
Thank you.